Hello guys, welcome to Online Web Tutor presented by Prophetic Solutions team. I am Sanjay. We are learning WordPress JSON REST API tutorial for beginners, and this is our part 3 of this video session series in which we will see that how can we make HTML layout to create post, edit post as well as delete post. Okay, and also guys, if you are a beginner to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe and keep watching our previous video sessions that we have made under the playlist called WordPress JSON REST API. See, in our last video session guys, we had seen about the introduction part of this video session series, as well as we have seen about how can we use JSON API plugin to create our post manually. Okay, also we have created our manually post by the help of URL. So we want to make a HTML layout setting so that we can create our post, update post as well as list post. So the layout actually we will make is not any PHP framework, not any WordPress project. Okay, simply we will make all the layouts by the help of HTML, CSS and a mini small PHP project. Okay, so now what I have did, I have created a folder called my app. Okay, right now it is empty. As you can see, right now it is an empty. I have imported that project into NetBeans, so that's why it created a folder called nb project. Okay, so now let's say that within this source file called a file that is config.php. Okay, basically this file contains the path of our API URL. Okay, so let's say that site URL, and this site URL contains the value actually from which project actually we are going to connect with it. Okay, so this is the project actually we want to make the connectivity of this project. Okay, so now just make copy of this site URL of this WordPress project, go to your NetBeans and paste it here. By the help of this URL actually we will make connectivity of this application with our WordPress REST API. Okay, so just save this file, and now let's make another file called index.php. Also we need to create a folder inside this application, and that folder will be called assets. Okay, this basically assets folder contains all the required files like CSS and JS. Okay, as well as let's make another folder called images. So right now we actually no longer use of those images. Okay, so basically we have created 3 folders inside this assets folder. Okay, now we need to download the required CSS that actually we will need to attach with the index.php file. Okay, so what are those CSS file actually we need to develop with this application? So basically we need to download the Bootstrap files first. Okay, so just scroll down. This is the official website guys of W3 schools, from which actually I'm going to download all the required files of Bootstrap. Okay, so just make copy of this CDN link and paste it here. So just right click of that and save this file as a CSS file to your application. So just save this file inside your CSS folder. Okay, so just I'm closing that. Now just make copy of this link also. Just make copy of that, paste it here, and with the same procedure right click of that and click on save as. Okay, so by default I have downloaded all these 3 files behind the scene. Okay, so also apart from these Bootstrap files, also we need to download these data table files also. Okay, because when we show all the created posts from this WordPress dashboard to our application to list all those posts, actually in our application we need data table. Okay, so just I'm also going to copy all these URLs. So just make copy of that and paste it here. Just remove this and live. So this is the CSS file that also we need to download to make use of data table first. Okay, so now also we need to download this jQuery file also. So just make copy of that, paste it here and remove these 2 slashes. So basically what we have seen so far, how can we download these three files of Bootstrap. okay, and 2 basic files of this data table. So all we need to download 5 basic required files to set up our HTML layout. Okay, so behind the scene guys, I have downloaded all these 5 files to set up our HTML layout. Okay, so just go to editor, and now if I click on this CSS link, these 2 CSS links that we have downloaded, like bootstrap and datatable.mean.css. Okay, also if you click on JS, then these 3 files also I have downloaded, like bootstrap.mean.js, jquery.mean.js and datatable. Okay, so now just remove all these things. Let's include called config.php first. Okay, so let's say that config.php. So we have included this created file with this application. Okay, so also we need to create HTML layout. Let's say HTML head, and this is our body section. Okay, so just link these 2 CSS files with our application. Okay, so behind the scene, this is the code actually attached to these CSS files to our application. Okay, this is the representation of current directory. Go to assets folder right here. Inside these assets, go to CSS folder. This is here, and now this is the file that actually we want to attach with. Okay, so now let's attach these JavaScript files in this body section. So just go to body section, and now at the topmost bottom, just I'm pasting this code. So now these 3 lines of code actually tells to how to include these JavaScript files to our application, where I have included jquery.mean.js right below inside assets and JS folder, and it is here. Also we have included bootstrap main.js and jquery.datatables.main.js. Okay, so apart from these JavaScript files guys, actually we want to include another JS files. Actually we will make all of our custom code in that file. Okay, so let's make another JS file, and this is called rest.js. This JS file contains all our custom code. Okay, so let's say that this is our custom JS file. Okay, so now go to index.php file, just make copy of that, and now instead of this file, let's call rest.js. So all the required files guys we have attached with our application. Now it's time to make the HTML layout first. Okay, so just go to browser, go to bootstrap tab, and let's say that we want to create first a bootstrap panel. Just click on BS panels. Okay, so just scroll down and just make copy of these 3 things. Okay, so just I am copying it from here, just going to editor and pasting right here. Okay, and now we need to wrap this section inside another class called container. Okay, so let's wrap this. So if we save this file, go to browser, just refresh this page. This is the panel that we have included. Okay, right now it is not appearing as good, so just make, instead of default, let's say primary. Instead of panel heading, let's say that WordPress posts. Okay, and inside this panel content, let's say that we want to include a form, or in the first section actually we are going to list all the posts inside this body section. Okay, so if we save this file, go to browser, refreshing this page, so this is the panel that we have included. Okay, so also we want to make a button right here to add any new post inside this WordPress panel. Okay, so let's make a button right here. So let's say anchor class equal to btn, and this is success, and let's say that plus create new post. Okay, and also we want to pull it to the right, so let's say that pull right, and some of the style, let's say that is style margin top equal to 5 pixel. So if we save this file, refresh this page, so this is the button that we have made. Okay, so instead of this 5 pixel, let's say that -5 pixel. Okay, so this is the button that we need to create any post to this WordPress setup. Okay, so now let's make some of the value from this top. So just I am going to make it style equal to margin top, let's say that 20 pixel. Okay, and this is the design that we have made. So now just go to data table website, click on examples, just click on geo configuration, and now just inside this HTML tab we need all this required HTML section. Okay, so just make copy of all these things. So just make all these sections copy first. So all these contents I have made copy of that. Just make copy and paste inside this panel body section. Okay, I have pasted successfully. So just go to browser again, and let's say that inside this JS folder, what actually also we need to include this method also. So just make copy of that, go to our rest.js file, and let's say that jQuery function, and also we need to include this example.data table. So instead of $, let's say jQuery. Okay, so this is the data table method, guys, which basically came from attaching datatable.main.js file. And basically by the help of this code, actually what we did, we have attached this method with this table to create data table as well, and this is the ID that actually we have used right here. Okay, so if we save this file and refresh our browser, so this is the data actually we have made copy from this website. Okay, it is appearing as a regular structure. By the help actually we have attached this section of code. Okay, so basically this is the dummy data, we have made copy of that. Okay, but right here we don't need any type of name, position, office, age, start date and salary. Okay, we actually what we need that post name, post description, post slug, post created date, status and created at or action. Okay, so these are the basic fields that we required with this data table structure. So just I am closing this table, get rid of that and pasting it here. So right here if we save this file, refresh this page, so this is the thing that we have made. Okay, so this is a dummy data that I have inserted, and only a single row actually I have put inside this data table. Okay, structure has basically the same. These fields I have changed, like serial number, title, description, slug, status and the action. Basically the action section contains two buttons, and the first button should say that about edit, which basically used to edit a post. Okay, and also we require the delete button, basically required to delete a post on click on this icon. Okay, so these three things, guys, that we have made inside this WordPress post. So what actually also we need to create a form right appearing while clicking on this button. When we click on this button, then a pop-up will be appear, and that pop-up actually contains the post title and the post content fields. Okay, so just go to again this website, just scroll down and let's say that Bootstrap forms. Okay, or instead of this Bootstrap forms, go to model section. Okay, so just scroll down, this is the model actually we need. Just make copy of that and paste inside right here. Okay, so just I am going to pasting it here. Okay, and let's say that this is the model. Let's make ID as a create post. Okay, so this is the ID I changed, and now let's go up and just make copy of these three things, like data toggle equal to model and data target, and this is the ID of model. Okay, so just make copy of that, go to your button actually where we want to be clicked on, so just scroll this and this is the button and right paste it here. Okay, so this is not the idea of our model. Our model of the idea is create post. Okay, just save your file, go to browser and refresh this page. So once we refresh, when we click on this icon, so as we can see, this is the model that we have attached. Okay, so also we want a simple form inside this model as well, which actually takes value from us and save into this WordPress panel. Okay, so just I'm going to again this website, click on Bootstrap forms, and now we are going to make a simple form inside this model. So just go to website again, let's scroll down, and we are going to use the horizontal form, Bootstrap horizontal form, and it contains this section of code. Okay, basically we want to implement this form inside this model body. Okay, so just go to editor, scroll down to model, and behind the scene I have written some code, so just I am get rid of that, paste it here. Okay, so if I save this file, go to browser, refresh this page, click on this button, and this is the form that I have made, which contains, instead of email, let's say that this is post title. Okay, so just make it as a post equal to title, it's a post title. Okay, so just save this file, and this is the form that we have developed, like post title, which is the input type text, and this is a post content, which basically represents a text area. Okay, so this is the simple form that we have developed. So the next thing that we want to include is that while clicking on this edit button as well, we want to create another pop-up which basically edit that post. Okay, so also again go to Bootstrap this form, just go to horizontal form action and make use of these first. Okay, so before using that, we actually want to create a model again, which should actually open while clicking on this button. Okay, so just I'm going to again this website, click on Bootstrap models, and just make use of this model section again, just make copy of that, and now paste inside your HTML layout app. Okay, so this is what actually we have made, and let's say id equal to post edit. Okay, and right here we want actually to create a form which basically edit the post. So just I am going to wrap this section again inside that edit post as well. So just make use of these 35 lines, make copy of that and replace with this body section. Okay, so just I have replaced. Also, what actually we need to replace, instead of create, let's say edit post. Okay, and now this is the ID actually we want to use inside this edit button. Okay, so let's say that data toggle equal to model. Okay, and also data target equal to the ID of that model, and that ID should be something called post edit. Okay, so just right here. So if we save this file, go to browser and refresh this page once more. So while clicking on this, we are getting create post. While clicking on this, we are getting edit post. Okay, so this is the simple HTML layout, guys, that we have set for our upcoming videos. So basically we have made a simple HTML layout. We have downloaded some CSS files and JavaScript files from these two websites. Okay, we have made also make use of this HTML layout for data table, as well as we have used HTML layout for models as well as Bootstrap forms. And we have created a nice attractive layout for our upcoming videos, where actually we want to create our WordPress post from this application by this form. Okay, and also if you want to edit any post inside this list, we are just click on this button and edit post as well. If you want to delete, just click on this button. A confirmation box will be appear that it will ask that are you sure want to delete this post. If we click on yes, then it will delete that post. And this data table basically lists all the posts that actually we will create to this WordPress project. Okay, so basically guys, from our upcoming videos we are going to make the dynamic values to these tables, and we will create any WordPress post from this form. Okay, so from upcoming videos guys, we are going to make use of our WordPress JSON REST API tutorial, so that we can create our post, edit post and delete post to this WordPress project. And also guys, if this is your first video, then I strongly suggest you that please continue from starting, that is from part 1, so that you can understand each and every section from scratch. Okay, so if you have any doubt in this video session guys, then please drop your comment. I will give my reply as soon as possible. So for this video session guys, thank you for watching. Have a great day.